What's going on, boxing fans? Julian Williams here at the distance. Got a video for you guys. This is going to be a fantasy matchup between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Casamayor. Now, I don't do fantasy matchups with current active fighters due to the fact that most of the time these are fights that still have the possibility of happening. But this one, I can guarantee you, is more than likely not going to happen. Roy Jones versus Casamayor. Both of them have fought at 130 and 135. Pretty much, I believe, at the same time. They just never fought each other. And, maybe it was politics, who knows. But I know that Casamayor did fight a majority of the time on Showtime, and Mayweather fought most of his career on HBO. So that could have, that pretty much could have caused that conflict to why it probably never happened. But also, with Casamayor, there are rumors that Casamayor, ducked Mayweather. Who knows? Who knows the real story behind it? Whether Bob Arum protected Mayweather, whether Casamayor didn't want to fight, whether Mayweather didn't want to fight. Just overall, this could have been a very good fight, at 135 or 130, especially at 130 because Mayweather fought. It took a lot more risk at 130 and 130 and even 135 compared to 140 and 147 because he decided to box more and become, and the older he became more defensive. Though he was quicker at 130 and 135, he became more of a defensive fighter at 140, 147. He was kind of perfecting that 135 as well when he fought Philip Bendo. And on the other side, you have, Yoel Casamayor. Casamayor always, when he was in complete control, got into somewhat of a slugfest. He kind of have his moments where he'd fight in spurts and he'd just stand there. He'd stand there, he'd work a little behind the jab, set up the straight left hand, and pretty much sometimes throw the right hook. Sometimes he'll get out the stool and he'll fire off some combinations. So, you have two very different styles. You have a fighter that's very patient. Actually, both fighters are patient. You have one fighter that's patient and is a counterpuncher, doesn't look for the knockout, and if the knockout's there, he'll go for it, as we see in the last fight. Joking, but also you have another fighter that wants to go for the knockout, but also he'll let the knockout come to him as well. But sometimes Casamayor just wants to take out his opponents or even just look better than his opponents. So in a fight like this, we all know that Casamayor is probably gonna come out. He's probably gonna jab. He's gonna utilize a lot of movement and stay on the outside. Probably even work in spurts. Kind of had that ambush type style where Mayweather where Mayweather gets set and he's throwing combinations because Casamayor was quick on his feet at 130 135. He's quick on his feet and has very quick hands and good power. So more than likely he's going to be trying to pressure Mayweather and try to make Mayweather take a step back and try to fight going backwards. And then as he does that, he's going to go back and work behind the jab again patiently. So this is a fight to where Mayweather would have to take the lead. Kind of like what he did against Sean Bay Mitchell when he was just shooting off the right hand lead, and how that right hand lead just shot off accurately from the outside. He would have to throw a lot of right hand leads against Casamayor, and try to make Casamayor actually fight in the back foot, and make proper adjustments to where his left hook lands over Casamayor. His left hook, look for the lead left hook. That'd be because Mayweather is that quick. He can throw the left hook lead and also throw the straight right hand lead. So, but both of them are good fighters. But I would actually go with Floyd Mayweather Jr. over Yoel Casamayor. And I think Mayweather will probably knock him out. Would probably knock him out in 11 rounds. because as I always mention with Casamayor, his stamina just kind of died down. It kind of died down later in fights, and I think that Mayweather would just capitalize on, on the lowering of his momentum. I think his momentum would kind of die down around like 8 or 9, and Mayweather just comes in and goes for the kill. So I would go with Mayweather knocking him out in probably 11 rounds. So anyway, peeps, thanks for watching. That was the distance. Peace.